While he's one of the best characters in the show, because again, he is pretty much just, and this is no offense to Optimus in general, but Transformers Prime Optimus felt very linear. And again, that's good. He's the most consistent character in the show. However, he's missing something. He's missing a character arc that would honestly define who he really is as a character. And in all honesty, it's with another. You see, Optimus himself does have an unfinished arc, an arc that could have made him one of the best leaders of all time. And in all honesty, the character that would have gave that to him, which is pretty obvious by the title, is Grimlock. You see, in Fall of Cybertron, Optimus and Grimlock have an unresolved issue: their views. Now, while they are on the same side, they have different ways of handling it. Optimus felt Grimlock was too short-viewed, while Grimlock felt Optimus was too reserved and wasn't really focused on what's in front of him. Basically, Optimus was very long-viewed. But first things first, roll the clip.
You're alive. We feared the worst. Are you all right?
Shockwave is opening a space bridge to another world, rich with energy.
We cannot allow Megatron to plunder another world the way he has Cybertron.
For once, we agree.
Return to base. We will face this together.
You're weak, Optimus. You run when you should fight. I'm taking the space bridge down.
Grimlock, wait.
For those of you who don't understand, Grimlock is not talking about Optimus weak in terms of a physical sense. He's talking about Optimus in terms of a morality sense here. You see, Grimlock was one of Optimus's lieutenants. He was actually one of his best lieutenants, in all honesty. And yes, I'm actually saying he was definitely better than the likes of Ultra Magnus and Jazz. You see, Grimlock was head of all of Icon security and was so potent with it that Megatron could never get through the front lines. Basically, he couldn't even get through the front door of the house. That's how potent of a leader and tactician that Grimlock, and likely Slug as well, was. You see, Grimlock was always focused on the battle, or focused on everything that's actually happening right now. You see, he always recorded what was happening day after day, analyzing the enemy to see how they were doing, you know? And one of the few things he noted was that the Decepticons kept looking fresher and fresher, like they weren't burning through their energon supplies, despite the sheer fact that Cybertron was dead. And so Grimlock kept trying to investigate it, but Optimus said no. And one of the few things that Optimus had a problem with Grimlock was he felt like Grimlock didn't see the long view of things, which in all honesty is incorrect and is one of the few flaws of Optimus Prime, like I made in my top 5 mistakes of Optimus Prime, or top 5 mistakes Optimus Prime made, you know, in his video, in that video and stuff like that. This is one of the few mistakes he made. He thought that Grimlock didn't see the long view when actually he was. He was making sure, or just wondering, and thinks that they should have been launching an investigation on why and how the Decepticons were always so fresh, like they never ran out of energon, while the Autobots were on their last legs with it here. And so the problem with that is Optimus never really viewed anything like Grimlock. And again, this is, I wouldn't say that's one of the problems Grimlock had with him. I would say that it's a very bad look on Optimus, in my opinion. You see, Optimus not only should be caring about the future, he should be caring about the present as well here. You're already having a problem with Energon and looking for solutions. Grimlock is trying to give you one. But yet, Optimus can be a very, I'm going to say, a very high ground, or morally high ground character. Do I think Optimus has one of the best moralities in fiction? Yes and no. You see, Optimus's morality can come back to bite him in certain ways. Like the fact that, well, he tried to keep reasoning with Megatron instead of just putting him in the dirt. He kept trying to find passionate conversations with someone, or trying to change someone when it wasn't even, and honestly, optional for them here. And the Dinobots embody that more wrathful side of, you know, transform, of the Autobots here. Will they spare somebody? Yes, they will. Grimlock is not merciless. He will capture enemies if he sees fit. However, when it comes to certain people he feels like are beyond redemption, he will execute them. And I do think that Grimlock and the Dinobots were needed in Transformers Prime to emphasize this here. And I gotta give a shout out to Pickled Dill for his What If Dinobots Were in Transformers Prime series, because this also sparked a very interesting thing. In one of the few episodes, Optimus has Megatron at his mercy, can easily kill him right then and there without any problem. And I believe this was the episode when Megatron fought the Insecticon, because Arachnid and, well, just Arachnid, but with Starscream's idea, decided to ambush him and use the Insecticon to their advantage. And Optimus had him at gunpoint. Now, placing the Dinobots in that situation along with the Autobots here, Grimlock would be absolutely livid, if not be the one to take advantage of that situation and go ahead and kill Megatron. And in all honesty, I do see him lashing out, if not physically putting his hands on Optimus here. You see, Optimus would rather spare a life that he feels like, could be changed. However, the problem is they're at war. Megatron is a character that can be unredeemable at times. Sure, he's helped them, but again, like Optimus said with Starscream, it has been for his own self-benefit. Meanwhile, Grimlock would likely get any chance he could to kill Megatron. And again, if I had to say how their Fall of Cybertron or their aligned continuity relationship was, it's a reflection of the Dreamwave continuity, where Grimlock pretty much scolds Optimus for not being weak in terms of, again, physical sense, but in terms of his morality. You see, Optimus Prime's morality has came back to bite him more times often than not. For example, in the Dreamwave continuity, he trusted Megatron, and again, that came back to bite him. In Transformers Prime, he trusted Megatron once again, okay? And he's even spared him a couple times, which again comes back to bite him. Had Optimus really just let anything, just happen to Megatron, actually let him die, then I do think Optimus's moral high grounds could have been better. You see, Optimus is pure, and that's not a bad thing here. He's one of the most purest characters in comics. But again, he can get his hands dirty if he wants to. But again, he always wants to do it the right way. Meanwhile, Grimlock is someone that Optimus needs. Someone who's willing to see everything about the picture, but it's already right in front of him. You see, Grimlock can see into future plans, but he rather focuses on what's in front of them right now. Because again, everyone has goals. Let's be real here. Let's just talk about this for a minute. Everyone has a goal to be greater. However, what do you have to do to get to that goal? You have to overcome the obstacle that's in front of you now. And you see, that's the problem that Grimlock had with Optimus in Transformers Prime or in the Aligned Continuity. Optimus was always looking towards the future while barely focusing on what's in front of him here. Optimus' reservedness is, yes, a weakness of him. He always played defense over and over and over again. And again, this also clashed with Grimlock's more offensive personality. Now, again, I do think Grimlock would definitely love other versions of Optimus. Don't get me wrong. He would definitely love Unicron Trilogy. And I do think he would definitely love Optimus, and if they were both in Transformers Prime, he would definitely love Optimus when he wants to kill Megatron. And again, he would have said something like, it's about time you started seeing it that way. And in all honesty, I think it would have been an interesting character arc for not only both of them here, where Grimlock has to learn that, well, he can't always just go in killing everything, as there's always a benefit into keeping someone alive. But also for Optimus, there's always a chance that someone cannot be redeemed. That maybe he should have just killed that person and let it be done. But that's going to be all today, you guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock. And, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video about Optimus and Grimlock's relationship through morality. And that's going to be all for today, you guys. And, yeah, I'll see you guys for another video. Peace.